By God's special grace, I have been fortunate to be in the National Assembly since the 8th Assembly. And I have witnessed the journey that this struggle has gone through. In the 8th Assembly, it was an outright no during our constitution review process when we were voting. I'm sure Dr. Clement will bear me witness. It was just an outright no. It was just shut down, dead on arrival. Then came the 9th Assembly, and there was progress. Significant progress was made in the 9th Assembly. And by God's grace, under a lady that is extremely powerful, chairing the Women Affairs Committee, this bill has gained enormous traction. And I tell you, not speaking politically, it stands a very good chance of passing. More so that for the first time in our nation's history, we have a legislator that is the president, a legislator who is the first lady, and the vice president is equally a legislator. So there is no reason why the legislation for this particular thing should not pass at this particular time. But having said that, I want to quickly make reference to what my brother, the president of MBA, said during his remarks. You cannot vote who has not presented herself to be voted for. Women need to look out for each other. You need to vote for yourselves. As I stand before you, I'm an unapologetic lover of women. I love women. Now, to put it in context, I love my mother, I love my wife. By God's special grace. But I love women. I know the importance, the essence that womanhood brings to the society. No society will be complete. You would have a dysfunctional society if women do not play their part. So I know the essence of women. I know how much support I have gotten from women. I make bold to say that one of the reasons I win my elections is because of the support I get from women. Because women actually form the larger portion of the voting population. And that is a statistic you can confirm everywhere. However, what is wrong? Why don't we have a lot of women actively participating in the political space? For instance, from here I'm going to a meeting where I'm meeting with the aspirants that are vying for House of Assembly within Nasarawa State on the most stable political party in Nigeria, the Social Democratic Party, the SDP. But I tell you, with a population of about 40 people contesting, you only have, I'm being generous, like 4 women. This is a meeting of aspirants, and you just have 4 women putting their legs forward. You cannot vote, as it said in law, I cannot give you what you don't pray for. I know we have a lot of lawyers here, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you don't pray for something, can I give it to you? No. So if women do not step forward to seek political office, how do you get voted for? It's impossible. Secondly, sometime last year, I went to the University of Oxford for a course, and we were talking, and they told me something very instructive. They said women only started getting admitted into the University of Oxford in 1920. And the University of Oxford started in the year 1096. It took 824 years for women to start getting admitted. Please don't get scared. It won't take that long for your bill to pass. But what am I trying to say? It's a work in progress. We've made progress. When you look at the agitation for equality or actualization by women, even in Nigeria, it's been a journey. The first major act was in 1929, the About Women's Riot, when there was some riot with regards to taxes. The next one followed closely in 1940s, and that was led by Funmilayo Ransom Kuti with regards to equally women's rights, and that was in Abeokuta, while the About Women's Riot took place in Owerri. Now, the fourth, or rather the third major landmark event that I would say is the most recent and has actually brought about the realization in this present age is, or rather was, the Fourth World Conference of Women, which is popularly called the Beijing Conference, which took place in September 1995. And of course, the landmark judgment of the year 2022, and I must congratulate the Nigerian Women's Trust Fund for that bold step and other co-plaintiffs that led to the landmark judgment by the Federal High Court of Abuja that ruled in favor of women's inclusion in political process in April 2022. So you agree with me that it's been a process, and we're still on that journey. But the good news is there's light at the end of the tunnel. But when we'll get there, only God knows. Because right now, we have already entered the campaign phase. But the good thing about it is that there are a number of political induced legislations that we need to pass in the interest of this country in the constitutional amendment process, of which one I know is the strong agitation for the state police. So I believe and I hope and I pray that the Women's Inclusion Bill will equally get that level of attention. For people like us who will continue to push. But remember, the minority can only have their say while the majority will have their way.